looks up. Archie, he looks up, and what does he see? He see a beautiful bird flying in the sky. Just soaring left and right. Looked at the beautiful wings on the bird, and he looked up, and that the eagle said, well, what is that? What is that bird? The brother Mike Bird said, well, that's an eagle. Brother Mike told him that's an eagle. And then Sister Kylie said, you can't never be an eagle. She said, you can never be an eagle. And Sister Jessie told him, don't even think about it. You'll never, ever be an eagle. The eagle just grew up with the prairie chicken, and he looked down and he just said, well, I could never be an eagle. But the whole time he was an eagle. And he died as a prairie chicken, thinking that's all he could ever do. Look, what I'm saying is this. Sometimes God has you when you're walking and you can be running. And God has you running when you can be flying. And we can become so complacent and think this is all there is and God has nothing else for us. But I'm telling you that God has something more for you. Geese fly in flocks and formation. And God, sometimes as an eagle, you got to soar out on your own. Sometimes you got to break away from the crowd who are telling you what you can and can't do and how you can't do it and fly on your own when nobody else says you can. Sometimes you just got to do that. And that's what Jabez was saying. He said, enlarge my territory. I'm pointed in my aim for life. Why? Because the whole point I want to do is make Jesus famous. Last thing. Now, I'm going to take my seat. I know you're tired of me already. But be purposeful in your aim for life. Be purposeful. So he goes on and he says, look. He says, because after he enlarged my territories, why? That your hand might be with me. I'm going to stop right there. That's too good to pass up. See, when the hand of God is on you, see, it can take you any place you want to go. The hand of God can guide you through those rough waters. It can guide you through the valley. It can help you go over the mountaintop. It's amazing when the hand of God. But let me tell you this. He asked for the hand of God to stay on him. It wasn't like Saul when the hand of God left him. You guys may not remember Saul. He didn't even know God's hand had left him. But what he was asking was, he said, I'd rather have the blessor than the blessing. When he asked for God's hand to stay on him, he said, I'd rather, God, you stay with me than you give me all of these things that you're going to lay at me. All those things would be wonderful. He could have gave them to, but he says, I want your hand to stay rested upon me. He said, because if your hand is on me, then I can conquer and I can do anything I need to do. So he was saying, stay, keep right there, don't move. Because he was saying, I'm dependent upon, Dad, you don't hear me. He said, I'm dependent upon Christ. That's what he was saying. My dependency is Christ. And see, when you say, I can do it without you, God, then you basically said, I'm independent. I don't need you. See, and if you say you're independent and I can do it without you, God, it's on your own, then I'm telling you, your dream's too small. Your dreams are way too little. You don't have a big enough dream. You hadn't gone beyond anything. If you can do it all, then you don't need God working in your life. It's you. All right, that's good. You don't do nothing. You got nothing coming. But what I'm saying is you ask for God's hand to be upon you and say, God, I need something bigger than me. I need a dream that's bigger than me, so that way, when it comes out, you know it had to be God with the hand upon you. You know it had to be God resting upon you to make